Tell me the lie. Tell me the lie behind this statement. We never fight.
Hmm.
What's the lie behind that statement? When couples say, "Oh, we never fight. We never have conflict."
It's not a question of if they're there or not. It's like, are you even having any real conversations? Now, I don't want a blanket statement that couples can be in a season in which, yeah, they're not fighting. But likely you're in that season because you've repaired all that there is to be repaired. You've made the agreements. You're actually following through. And so now you're really in a healthy place in which, yeah, we're not fighting. But most people mean some version of we never have any fights, meaning we're not really having the hard conversations. I'm not asking my partner, hey, let's sit down and have an honest discussion about where's your level of satisfaction in the major areas of our relationship? And is there a place that I can do better? It's like we're not willing to confront the places that we might not be meeting a certain standard or meeting the needs of our partner. So yeah, you can act like things are fine, but until you're actually addressing these things, do you get to a place where, yeah, we're not fighting, but we've done the work.
Now that's a really good statement. How about this advice? Sometimes we get we see parents give their kids. You mentioned this in your book. What's the lie in this one? Honey, you need to pick your battles.
Mm. There is some truth to that. So I won't say that it's all a lie. I think there's a certain level of when we've communicated about things enough, if we've really addressed the hurts, if we've addressed what's unrepaired, if we've made agreements and we're mostly keeping to those, and that's something else maybe we can address that's not quite in the book, but there's this idea, right? In our coaching, men have this statement where it's like, stop questioning me on all of these things or stop micromanaging me from other side of the room. Or why do you have to remind me all the time? I might as well just complete the statement. You can ask for your partner to not inquire or to not have to remind you all the time. But the question to you is, are you following through at like 95% of the time on the things you said you would do? If you're at like 40%, you can't ask your partner to not remind you. They don't have any trust that you're following through on things. So you really have to check your own self. If you're going to ask for, hey, I don't need all these reminders, and it's like, okay, well, have you been following through? Have you been giving, let's say, compliance yeses, or have you been actually committing to these things? Are you at a high level of follow through? If so, yeah, now I could take that into consideration.
Talk to me about this phrase, happy wife, happy life.
Again, there's parts of all these that are true.
No, I understand. I totally understand. Yeah.
For me, that whether you were to reverse that statement, even though it's not like a common one to say happy husband, happy life, it doesn't even rhyme, right? So, but it's about you're not in a marriage to sacrifice or to suppress what you need. And there's a context of that phrase, happy wife, happy life, that is, you don't assert yourself, you don't share your own needs, you sacrifice what's important to you so that your partner can be happy. Well, your partner can be happy because you're meeting their needs, for example, but you could be completely unhappy. And ultimately, that's not going to lead to a happy life. If you sacrifice everything and your wife is technically happy, well, that's not leading to a happy life for you if you don't have the chance to be understood, to express, to have your needs met. And so it leads to an imbalance. And the thing other people don't think about, when our partners' needs are being met, we're following through, they feel loved, they naturally want to give that back to us. They want to know about how our life is going. That's very natural for women to be more concerned about connection, about nurturing, about relationships, about wanting to serve us in that way. And so if we're not expressing our needs, they don't get that opportunity. So how can they know? How can they know how to also give back to us that respect or that love that we're sharing them? So it doesn't allow for this kind of mutual growth where I add to your love account, you add to my love account. Now our life is happy because we're both fulfilled, we're both expressed, we're both connected.